Today's horoscope, Cancer October 2nd, 2024. Discover your future with my daily horoscope for you about love, work, health, money and compatibility with other signs. Venus blends with Ceres, boosting social relations for you. Venus is currently transiting your solar house, which is a theatrical, outgoing, and affectionate area of your chart, and you're more willing to go out on a limb to enjoy yourself or express your feelings. You might enjoy happy events related to creative, romantic, or recreational pastimes now. A solar eclipse occurs tomorrow, and for moon-ruled Cancers, any eclipse can heighten your sensitivity, and this one is about family, home life, and feelings of comfort and familiarity. There are new ways of approaching these things on the horizon. For now, aim to wind down and reflect. It may be best to avoid making critical decisions until later when more objectivity and information is with you. Don't hide beneath your covers. Destiny is calling out to you. Eclipse season always brings intense and provocative news, encouraging you to change your life and forge a new pathway forward. Solar eclipses like the one we will soon have will bring fresh starts for you to face, encouraging you to open your vision and align with the cosmos. Lunar eclipses are the ones that are often a bit more challenging, though, as they bring monumental endings, breakdowns, breakups, or breakthroughs. Do your best to find inner peace and relaxation even if the storm is loud. There is a chance to use your networking opportunities to your advantage. Work your connections, as the Moon in Virgo trines Uranus retrograde in Taurus and Pluto retrograde in Capricorn. You only know who your colleagues know and what they can do for you once you ask. Networking will be an essential part of your job functions today. There might be something you could learn from a coworker during your usual conversations or someone you could connect with. Either way, put yourself out there to see what your professional community can do for you. It is easy for you to get carried away with emotions your own or other people's, and it's important to balance yourself with grounding physical activities. Walking is preferable to using a car or public transportation, weather permitting. Be defiant when it comes to taking time for yourself, as you will pay a high price for ignoring your personal needs. Sitting down for a cup of herbal tea is also a nice thing to do for yourself. Stay calm and centered. This is a day that will highlight your rigor, dear. Your intelligence will be very concrete today and your faculty for organization at its best. Once more you will know how to realize a perfect accord between your sense of duty and sacrifice. Perhaps you are realizing an action that is useful for the public, visiting someone who is sick or helping friends or family. Nothing will stop you from acting and for the good of all. As Pluto enters its final full week of retrograde motion in your relationship sector, and with his direct turn next week signaling his transition out, keeping communication lines open is crucial. The Moon's routine monthly visit to your communication sector takes on added significance now that the Sun and Mercury, the planet of communication, have both departed, marking the end of planetary activity in this area for the year. This provides an opportunity to capitalize on previous efforts to maintain open channels of communication. When the Sun left your communication sector at the start of last week in Mercury, the planet of communication 3 days later, this abruptly ended all planetary activity on the communication front for the year. Fortunately, the Moon's monthly visit has been a chance to pick up from where they left off, and while leaving tomorrow, with Pluto in his final days in retrograde motion in your relationship sector, in time to ensure the communication lines remain open. Daily Planetary Overview. As the Moon enters Libra at the start of a new month, it's the perfect time to ask yourself, how can you regain balance and find peace in your life? Libra's energy invites us to seek emotional harmony and create a sense of equilibrium in our hearts and minds. So, what brings you that sense of peace? Perhaps it's confiding in a close friend, spending time with a loved one, or diving into a hobby that makes your soul sing. It could even be something as simple as taking a quiet moment for yourself, away from the hustle and bustle of daily life. Whatever it is, this is your gentle reminder to focus on what helps you feel mentally, spiritually, and emotionally aligned. Have you noticed how much better you feel when you make time for the things that truly nourish your spirit? Maybe it's a favorite pastime that you haven't indulged in for a while, or perhaps it's just sitting in silence and reflecting. Life has a way of pulling us in a million directions, but today, you're being encouraged to slow down and reconnect with what brings you peace. This sense of self-confidence and clarity is a beautiful gift of the current cosmic alignment. But here's something to keep in mind. Sometimes, when we feel empowered, we can come across as overly confident or even a little arrogant without meaning to, of course. Have you ever found yourself in a situation where you were sure you had the best solution, but in pushing that belief, you unintentionally rubbed others the wrong way? It's all too easy to forget that even when we're sure we're right, there's always value in listening to others' perspectives. The energy right now is about balance, not just within yourself but in how you relate to others. Being modest and diplomatic can help you avoid unnecessary conflicts. Even if your ideas are spot on, adopting a more collaborative approach can turn potential friction into productive discussions. So, instead of questioning everything around you, take a step back and let your natural charm and tact guide you toward more harmonious outcomes. Speaking of harmony, if you've been feeling tense or irritable lately, it's a good idea to check in with yourself and your emotions. Do you feel like your patience has been running thin, or maybe you've been overreacting to minor annoyances? It happens to the best of us. Have you ever noticed that when you're stressed, even the smallest things can feel overwhelming? Sometimes, we unknowingly project our inner tension onto those around us, which only adds to the strain in our relationships. But here's the catch: sometimes, clarity requires a pause before action. Have you ever rushed into something the moment it felt right, only to realize later that you could have taken a more thoughtful approach? Don't be afraid to take a step back, even if it feels like you're moving in reverse. Reassessing old plans or revisiting past decisions can be exactly what you need to set yourself up for greater success. Remember, stepping back isn't a setback, it's a way to ensure you're heading in the right direction with full confidence. If you've noticed a bit of tension building in your relationships lately, maybe some disagreements or a sense of friction, this is the perfect moment to dial it back and aim for quality over quantity in your interactions. Think about it. When was the last time a heated debate left you feeling truly satisfied or closer to the other person? More often than not, it just leads to frustration on both sides. The Sun and Mercury in Libra are gently encouraging you to prioritize diplomacy and harmony. Instead of pushing your point or trying to win the argument, try listening with an open heart. Seek common ground and approach discussions with a mindset of collaboration rather than competition. Have you ever had a moment where simply pausing to listen helped you resolve a conflict more easily than you expected? When you approach conversations with patience, you create space for understanding, and that's when real progress is made. So, as you navigate the day, think about how you can bring more balance into your interactions. Whether it's with friends, family, or colleagues, try to lead with empathy and openness. This not only strengthens your relationships but also fosters an atmosphere where everyone feels heard and valued. How are you feeling today? Have you experienced any moments of clarity or a sense of balance starting to return? I'd love to hear your thoughts and experiences. Drop a comment below and share what brings you peace or how you're working to create harmony in your life this month. Let's support each other on this journey.